Hello, hope you're doing okay. Hope you're out taking some good photos. This COVID virus thing here in America is really putting a pinch on my photography to some extent. As far as doing my portraits and shooting models, it is. But I had a guy on Facebook the other day that was looking at all my model photos and things like that, and just asking, well, what do I take out in the field with me? What do I like to use? I got my music going here. It's pretty. And kind of go back to the beginning, when I first decided to get away from the flowers and the trees and the birds and the bees and start shooting more people, I knew I wanted to get a prime lens of some kind, but I wasn't fully committed, to portraiture or anything like that. I wanted versatility, so the very first lens I ever got, prime lens, was just the 35 millimeter 1.8. Just the 1.8G lens, and as you know, I shoot only crop sensor cameras for all my work. This lens is also, like all good lenses, for metal mounting brackets, got a rubber O-ring for dust and moisture, and this lens has been with me on countless shoots, portraiture, street, just walking around. Fantastic lens, immensely sharp. Even at f2.2, it's super sharp. And it's good for portraiture. On a crop sensor camera, 35 millimeter, which is really about 50, it's still great for portraiture. But you still have to get pretty close to your subject. And sometimes with models, like I was shooting a lot of students and things, and they're always worried about how they look. So sometimes getting close with a 35 millimeter, it might make them a little bit nervous. But this lens was the one that broke me in to shooting portraiture. And then I was using, I had a 70 to 300 that I used for some stuff. And in normal light, a 70 to 300 at the long end, the 150 going on out towards 300 at f4.5 or whatever the widest aperture you could get. It can take some good pictures in normal light. And if you get a really good one like my old AFS 70 to 300, it's fast. It's a fast focusing lens. A lot of the cheap zoom lenses just fish too much. It's harder for them to get a good focus. But the 35 millimeter, and here is the elusive 50 millimeter 1.8G. This really good. I like using it for close headshots, full body shots. It's really good. 50 millimeter has its place for sure. It's probably it and the 35 is probably Nikon's biggest selling lenses. And if you are wanting to get into portraiture, I would say this is the first must-have lens, would be a 50 millimeter. This is a 50 millimeter 1.8, and I would say if you gotta go buy one today, get this one. Okay, it'll keep you out of trouble. As I shot more and more, I kept wanting to get better and better glass, and my number one go-to lens that does everything for me pretty much. This is the 85 millimeter. This is the 85 1.8G. Like all the good lenses, metal mounting bracket, rubber O-ring for dust and moisture. This lens gets by far the majority of my photos. It's for many reasons. It's sharp, the resolution is good. Good skin color, all those little things that make it easy for editing. I've done lots of full body shots with 85, even on a crop sensor camera, which equals out to about a 127 or something like that millimeter. This lens is outstanding, period. It doesn't matter what you shoot. And I know they make a 1.4. These 1.2 and 1.4, yeah, you might get that much better bokeh, but the lenses aren't any sharper. And all you're really doing with 1.4, you're getting fuzzier ears faster. If you're shooting uptight portraits or whatever, it just means you're going to have more out of focus a little quicker. And honestly, that's what it is. Save your $1,000 or whatever, get this lens, and don't worry about a 1.4. It's not that big a difference. Honestly, it's not that big a difference. You can shoot in a little bit lower light, and you get fuzzier ears faster. But this lens right here is fantastic. I can't recommend it anymore. Now, my other lens is not a Nikon lens, but it is a 70-200. I shoot, this is the older Sigma 70-200. It's 2.8. It's a butt kicker lens. 70-200s are workhorse lenses no matter what. If it's Tamron or whatever, it doesn't matter the brand. It's what the lens can do. There might be a lens, Nikon might be this much sharper in the corners. I don't know. I don't give a crap. This lens always performs. And at f2 point, if you try and get a tight headshot, you do 150, 200 millimeter shot with this at f2.8, it will clean out the background, and you will have a nice sharp picture of your model. And I do that a lot with this lens because of that effect. But most time, all my lenses, I walk around on about f4 because I'm outside more than inside, and I want people to know what's going on in the environment. Why else would you go shoot outside if you're not going to include a little bit of the environment? And you're still going to get a lot of background blur. So, you know, you got to think about seriously, why are you outside taking a picture? All right? Get your portrait shots, get your tight, isolated shots, then start including the environment and a lot of this stuff. The background is so important. The background can make a photo. The background can make a photo so much interesting and tell a story. I chose this lens just real fast. The Nikon lens. I had these lenses in my hand in a camera store in Xinjiang, China. The Nikon lens felt too sloppy right here. It felt too loose. And I like the feel of the Sigma. Plus the Sigma is a lot damn cheaper, almost 1,000 yen cheaper. This was about $1,200 US when I bought it. 12 or 1,300, $12.99, something like, you know. Expensive, but not kill you expensive, you know. So this lens, fantastic. I can't say enough for it. I got, if you look at some of my videos, I got the one with the Chinese girl in the baseball uniform. All those photos were taken with this lens. But that's what I keep in my bag. If you're shooting with a group, the 70-200 has a little bit of advantage because you're not interfering with the other photographers. You'll have plenty of reach no matter where you go stand to shoot the model. If you're just walking around and you need one lens and aimed at light and you're following a model around, that 70-200 is really good. Especially, again, if you're shooting in a group. If I am shooting just solo or maybe have a photography student with me, this is when I was in China. I mean, I'm back here in America now. The 85 would be my primary lens. And I might shoot the 35 or 50 a few times. But also I shoot on camera flash most of the time if I'm out alone. So the 85 millimeter in a flash is not too bad. I can hold it really good no matter, you know, what position I am in. If you shoot that 70-200 with a flash and your camera, it gets weighty real fast, and you got to be really conscious of when you're shooting in portraiture, you know, up and down, of being too crooked. You have to go in to edit. You got to make sure everything is perfectly straight. But each lens has its place. Like I said, if you got to go buy one today, get a 50 millimeter. If you've been shooting people for a while and you're ready to make a step up, the 85 or even a 100 millimeter could be your perfect answer. Okay. Because when you start shooting with this 85 millimeter, you're going to fall in love with it. You cannot help but fall in love with the lens. The 70 to 200, if you got a little bit of money, you're going to get one anyhow. Super versatile, 70 to 200, f2.8 constant aperture. Get one. You know, there's many of them out there, and I think they're all good. I think if you get a Tamron, you're going to get a good lens. Even an old one, if you're going to get an old 70 to 200, this Sigma, you know, they got the newer version of it out now, but I don't need it. This one right here is awesome. I love it. So just think of what you need and go from there. But that's what I keep in my bag all the time. I'll put in a little pitch. There's another lens or type of lens you might look at is I use it for walking around, like the Sigma 17 to 50. This is a crop sensor lens, but it's a constant aperture f2.8. It's a great wedding lens, event lens. And at 50 millimeters, it's got a really good bokeh. It looks good at f2.8. Maybe not quite the color resolution of the prime Nikon lens, but still it's a great lens. So there's something else to think about, is your versatility. So what do you want? Do you want versatile, or you want prime, a fixed focal length? Think about what you need. But anyhow, this is what I keep in my bag, and hope maybe you learned a little bit by it, okay? But have a great day, and we'll have some more videos coming soon, okay? So bye-bye. Don't forget to subscribe. We'll see you. Shinjindu taking photos of model. There's a model. We all go to dinner.